Welcome everybody to update number 47. So I've not bought a huge amount since the previous update, but I have several films from 4 different boutique labels and a couple of more standard Blu-rays. And yeah, seen a fair few of these either before I bought them or after the fact, but there are a few that I've still yet to see. But on the whole, yeah, it's been a good last month or so for picking up films that have been released a while ago. And yeah, the first of those is one of my favourite films from 2022, and that is Strange World. Now, I do like the slip cover that's been given with this, but yeah, I love this film. I know it got slated on its release, and it was easily one of the bigger box office bombs of last year, but I really loved it. It's easily one of my favourite animated films of last year, probably my second favourite, and yeah, way better than Lightyear was, which I feel kind of poisoned you know the water of in terms of Disney's animated releases. So yeah, I predict if this had come out before Lightyear, it would have done a lot better. But still, it's a really rather good film. There's the standard artwork, and yeah, kind of reminding me of those like old like 50s or 60s adventure films, but animated and a little bit less violent, but still a really rather good film. Really nicely animated, got great voice cast, a fantastic score, and yeah, highly underrated. And yeah, big shame it didn't do as well as it did. Could have done or should have done really. And then also from 2022 we have The Woman King. Fair bit of a different film to Strange World, that's for sure. Definitely a higher rated film critically and in terms of the rating that's been given as well. So yeah, this did a lot better at the box office in retrospect, especially in terms of the context of its budget than Strange World did, but it still wasn't a mega hit or anything. But yeah, again, a really good film, and yeah, it's you know, kind of you know, lengthy, well produced, kind of period action film that you generally don't get that much anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, still, Viola Davis is fantastic in the lead role. It's got a really good supporting cast, and it looks great as well. So yeah, again, another film I highly recommend seeing if you haven't gotten around to it. I know not many people did. And then we have several films from different boutique labels. Like I said, 4 different boutique labels, and yeah, first of those is Imprint. Now, if you saw the one where I talked about getting The Gambler and Timeline, you will have heard that I was supposed to get this instead of Timeline, but they sent Timeline by accident. So, but they were kind enough to send this out for free without any shipping charges or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm really glad I got my hands on it because it is a really, really good film. Really low budget, and it's not particularly got much in the way of spectacle, but it is a very effective film, and they do a lot with the tiny budget that they have. And yeah, 1 woman, 4 men, and no one else on Earth after a nuclear apocalypse occurs. So yeah, really solid effort, and this is the kind of things that Imprint does really well. Just give films like this that generally have been lost or forgotten about, and yeah, give it a new lease of life. So it's got a 2K scan from the original negative. You've got audio commentary on it by a couple of film historians, and you've got Kim Newman on Arch Obola, who I think he was the director, writer, and producer of this. And you also got the theatrical trailer. So yeah, really, really good effort. Don't think this is in print anymore, which is a shame, but still, well worth getting your hands on, or at least just watching if you can. And then from Criterion, we've got Free Outlaw Samurai. So I got this after being really impressed by the same director's effort, Violent Streets, which was released by Eureka. So yeah, I figured I'd give Hideo Gosha another go. And yeah, especially since I'm into my samurai films at the moment with watching the Zujutsu series. So hopefully this is also really rather good. And yeah, heard good things about it as well. So here's hoping that all comes true. And yeah, not particularly long either, only 93 minutes, which is the same kind of average length of the Suzuki films. Some are a lot shorter than that, but most of them are around the 90-minute mark. And yeah, got a nice little booklet with it as well. And yeah, just the cast and the credits. And then you got the Disloyal Bunch by Bill Ebery, or Ebery. I'm rubbish at pronouncing names that aren't easily pronounceable. And yeah, yeah, the 35mm print struck from the original negative. So yeah, they've done some heavy work on this to get it, looking as good as possible. And then from Eureka, purely because these were going out of print, and one of them I've been interested in watching, and one of them I already really liked. So yeah, figured to get them while they're going cheap. So yeah, first of which is Under Fire. So yeah, this was part of the 2 for 20 deal, because they're trying to get these out of print releases, because they've lost the license on them now, gone as quickly as possible. So yeah, this is one of the two, and yeah, really good cast: Nick Nolte, Gene Hackman, and Joanna Cassidy. And yeah, really solid effort. Been a while since I've seen it, so don't have much to say about it, but I do remember enjoying it. And my rating on Letterboxd is 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, just on that basis alone, I was like, yeah, may as well get it since I liked it that much. And yeah, got a little booklet with it as well, which I was surprised it came with, given these are supposed to be the last remnants of their stock. So yeah, got cast and crew list. Then you got A Neat Little War, Under Fire, and the Nicaraguan Revolution by Scott Harrison from 2019. Viewing notes and Eureka credits. So yeah, I'm guessing this was a 2019 release. Yeah, it was. So not particularly old. So they've not been able to keep the hold of the license for that long, which is a bit of a shame. And then also on the 2 for 20 deal, so got both of these for only a tenner, and that is Inherit the Wind. So yeah, got this based on the cast alone: Spencer Tracy, Frederick March, and Gene Kelly. And yeah, also directed by Stanley Kramer, who's done fantastic films in the past, like Judgment at Nuremberg, which is an absolutely amazing film. Wouldn't say I loved it, considering the heavy subject matter, but again, still a fantastic film. And this is a double discer as well, which again I was surprised by, so Blu-ray and DVD. And again, you also get a booklet with it. So yeah, not seen this yet, just not had the time to watch a 2-hour plus film at home with all the other shorter films I've got to get around to. But yeah, got film credits and cast again. Plus you got Stanley Kramer on Inherit the Wind, viewing notes and disc credits. So yeah, looks like backstage photos or promo photos or anything like that. So yeah, and you got shots from the film as well. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing this. Heard a great many things about it. And yeah, Stanley Kramer does a really, really good job with courtroom dramas, because Judgment Nuremberg was basically a courtroom drama, and that was fantastic for many reasons, but also as a courtroom drama. So yeah, really looking forward to that. And finally, we have 3 films from Network, and the first of which is The Thief of Baghdad. Absolutely adored this film. From 1940, fantasy adventure kind of film, and yeah, absolutely wondrous. Kind of like Wizard of Oz without the musical element, which is fine by me because I'm not a massive fan of musicals. So yeah, and it had new techniques for the time in terms of special effects. It was the first film to use the blue screen background technique, so they could have people floating in the air or anything like that without the use of wires or anything like that. So yeah, really, really good cast as well. Conrad Veidt, Sabu, and John Justin are all really rather good. And yeah, got a nice release as well with all the different kind of posters on the back there. And yeah, absolutely stunning film, especially in terms of its Technicolor format and the general production. Yeah, some of the special effects are a little bit ropey around the edges because they were dealing with new technology, but the physical aspects in terms of the sets, the costumes, and then you also got the score as well, and the cinematography is all fantastic. So yeah, great film. And then finally, like I said, we've got 3 from Network, but these 2 I have not yet seen yet, which is a bit of a shame because I'm sure they're pretty great, just not gotten around to it. So yeah, the first of which is A Town Like Alice. So yeah, Virginia McKenna and Peter Finch. And yeah, sounds a bit of a harrowing film in some regards. But yeah, still, looks like a really rather solid one. And yeah, can't say I've seen much from the lead cast or the director, but yeah, still looks like a really rather good film. And yeah, those got special features like a profile of A Town Like Alice and a Peter Finch interview and a Virginia McKenna interview as well. All archival, obviously. And yeah, so hopefully it's good. And then finally, another older effort from 1939, so even older than The Thief from Baghdad, and that is The Four Feathers. So yeah, this is also in Technicolor, just like the Thief from Baghdad, and yeah, but I'm not overly familiar with the cast. But as you'll probably see, there's two cast members that are in both of these. June Dupre is in both of these, which I didn't notice when buying them. And yeah, Zoltan Korda was also was he director on this Thief from Baghdad? No, he was associate producer on Thief from Baghdad. So yeah, kind of a link between those two. And yeah, sounds like a really good film as well. So yeah, looking forward to seeing it, quite frankly. So yeah, if you've seen any of these films that I've yet to see, then I'd like to hear your thoughts on them, so I kind of know what I'm getting into. But like I said, I have seen most of them. It's only A Town Like Alice, The Four Feathers, The Three Outlaw Samurai, and Inherit the Wind that I have yet to see. So yeah, not many out of the ones we got there. And like I said, not a huge number of films that I've gotten for this update, but yeah, several films there that I really enjoyed, like Five, Strange World, Woman King, and Under Fire, and the Thief of Baghdad. I'm just hoping that the four others that I've yet to see are also really rather good. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.